It's an open space meeting. Welcome to the members of the public. We have an open session a little bit later. I think everybody knows everybody. Can we just have the lady's names? Because we should know you, but
Yeah, I'm Charlotte Evans, the Operations Manager at Family Action.
Access Keratin, also Family Action, and on the Escape Project.
yes, I think everybody knows. You know everybody else. You know, right? We'll go around the table, starting with.
I'm Ryan. I am I'm studying grant at the moment, so into his role.
Nicholas, the
Office Administrator, Administration.
Leanne, Deputy Clerk, myself, Paul Darby, Chair Mayor.
Johnson, and maybe it's town council. Lindsay town council.
Lindsay's just come in as Deputy Mayor. Right. There's no fire alarm scheduled, I've been told. So if there's anybody that needs assistance or anything getting down, don't use the lift. If you need assistance, please can you let us know so we can help you if necessary. About it, I don't need to go through all of that, do I? I think you all know it. Right, we'll get on to the agenda then. Receive apologies. I know we've got Stuart Bell. I don't know if we've got any others at all. Others. Received declaration of interest for items included on the agenda. Anybody got any? Think so. Yeah. Adjourn the meeting to allow members of the public to address the open space and committee open forum for about 15 minutes. So can you please state your name and then whoever wants to speak? Whoever wants to go first?
Now,
Yeah.
sorry.
We've got a bit that's on the agenda.
Yeah, we've got something that's on the agenda.
So you don't want to speak at all?
We can't speak at that point when it's on the agenda.
No, you don't. We can, if it's important, I can adjourn the meeting to allow you to speak, but if you want to state your piece now, it'd be better if you
Okay,
can.
it's regarding the kissing gate.
Yeah.
Or a potential kissing gate at, I think it's Boxes Lane,
Yeah,
which meets Small Road,
New Small Road.
where lots of motorbikes are going down there, and they're now coming through onto Pedlar's Meadow on the footpath that sort of links Longfields to Pedlar's Meadow.
I know where it is, yeah.
I confronted one of them and I got threatened. But I'm not the sort of person that's going to back down. But I haven't come face to face with him again. Although I've spoken to the police, I've described him, described the motorbike and everything. They said they know where he lives. But I don't know if any action's been taken. But I think the main thing is the fact that bikes come down there and they don't come down there slowly. They don't care who's going to come around the corner or whatever the consequences are. And it's almost like a scrambling track at times because some of them carry on going through past the railway bridge. Where they go then, I don't know.
I think there's a couple of scrambler bikes, but we're talking about like mopeds, which we've been told by the police that
A link to the drug problems that were on Pedlar's Meadow, which I think probably still happening in a couple of the houses.
Yeah.
But that's another issue, I suppose.
You know about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spoke from Tuesday, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, we want something to stop them coming down there.
When we come to on the agenda, we can discuss it. If you feel you need to say something, if you indicate, I'll try and, if the committee allow, I can suspend stand just to let you come in on that.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to? Sorry, can we have your name for the record?
Oh.
You got it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Did you say you got it?
I've got it.
you got it. Okay, that's all right then. Sorry, anybody else want to speak to?
No,
I'm John Reeve Hayes. I live on Haskell's Road on the corner of the Wreck, and I just wanted, I know it's like a discussion point, agenda item further down in terms of the graffiti in the Wreck. I mean, I would say in the Wreck, but it's not just the Wreck, is it? It's spreading. That's where it was contained, but as it's become more prevalent there, it's spreading. I've noticed on street signs, it's on lamp posts. Now that, you know, we've lived here since lockdown. It was never a problem around the town before. It's obviously a bit of a craze or things come in waves, don't they, in society? So I spoke, I reported it through the council and had a message back to say that the council's kind of process or thought process was, well, whenever we clean it, it just gets put back and it's a bit of a competition. So we're just leaving it. Since that's where I've seen, since it's been left, that's where I've seen it spread out further across the town. Just walking here now, there's lamppost covered signs, even like the White Hart is now being, this is someone started in there. Young kid, primary school kids I'm seeing on the skate park with bags of these alcohol markers or whatever. It's definitely a thing at the moment. So I took some time to talk. Oh, first of all, the kind of, after I had that response that the council was going to leave it, because whenever we clean it, it gets put back. All of my research that I've been doing, and I've been doing it even up to today, there's nothing to say anywhere that I can find that if you leave graffiti, it discourages it. If you leave graffiti, it creates a sense of places being uncared for, and that it's okay, and it becomes like a virus, really. It spreads and spreads and spreads. I mean, the town centre looks beautiful, but it's other spaces around the town as well that would, I think, that I would advocate that we keep an eye on, really. And I have spoken to some of the young people at the skate park about why they're doing it, and that they're seeing it very much as an art form, as a street kind of youth expression to bridge the gap. They're not seeing the connect that I see, and I guess other people would see, that it's antisocial, it's ruining things that everybody owns. They're seeing it as, look, we're here. We don't have anything to do. We've got nowhere to go. I know that's an age-old thing that people say, but I'm just reporting to you what I've heard from them. They're really not seeing the problem with what they're doing right now.
Okay, thank you. Lindsay, you want to say something?
Can I just say, we went to the SNAP meeting on Tuesday. Seems a long time ago. And a lot of these things were reported to the police on Swaffham Town Council, and they have agreed to make it their priority for the next 3 months. So they will be swinging by fairly often. So hopefully that will help.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Really good. I mean, clean up. I know it's the cost to the council to do that, but I do, again, everything I've read, and I would hope that the council would kind of use evidence-based strategies to base their decision. But I would hope that that's seen as a priority to kind of keep on top of. I mean, graffiti on the skate park itself, it's the kids' space, isn't it? That's great. Maybe another wall or something could be put there to enable them to do that. I don't know whether councillors want to go down, talk to them and find out a bit more. I don't know, but I just wanted to raise my kind of point that it's not statistically right to leave it, to discourage it.
Yeah, we have a discussion on it as when we get. What I was proposing, if everybody's in agreement, is to do the minutes and outstanding, and then go to those 2 items on the agenda. Would you be happy with that? Yeah. Then these people could go leave if they wish to, or they can stay for the whole agenda, because we've got quite a long agenda otherwise. Everybody happy with that? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to go and do some graffiti down the high street.
Yeah, well, you brought your tin of paint or whatever with you, have you?
Left it by the door.
And I'm here from Fold Church, so I'm here to
Sorry,
see
yeah.
the Swan's Nest. Obviously, try to get community together, so I've been hanging about. So.
Okay, but I can bring that one. Sorry, I was just trying to talk. If everybody's in agreement, I'm not number that is on the agenda. Sorry. Yes, it is. So we can do them 3 items, and then if everybody's happy.
Yeah, even that for.
Yeah. Right, so to receive the minutes of the last open space and assets on the 29th of May. It's a long time ago. Yeah. Has anybody got any corrections or?
So I don't know.
No, everybody happy that we agree the minutes? Yes. We'll just have a show just to make the show. Thank you. Outstanding, anything outstanding? No, nobody else got anything outstanding for the? No. So we'll go to we do 23.3, the Fountain of Life want to use the Swan's Nest open spaces for a function. I don't think this should take too long.
Yeah, there are two dates that have been proposed, and that's Saturday, the 21st of September from 2 until 4, and Sunday, the 22nd of September, if the Saturday is raining, it's wet, so one or the other.
Do we want two occasions or just one of the two? One of the two.
I think it has been something that's done before, isn't it?
We've done it before, where Bolchurch were involved in Camping Land. We were involved, obviously, Kids Club, we did bits there, so we have done something there as well, so.
I don't think there'd be too much problems. Has anybody got any questions or comments?
Yes, John, they're not enclosing, you're not enclosing them.
No, definitely.
Can we have a proposal from somebody?
Oh, I wish you accepted it.
Ever seconded? All those in favour? That's easy.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Thank you. 23.7, consider graffiti at the recreation ground. I've heard what the gentleman had to say. Anybody else want to make any comments or?
I think it got to the point where we're spending about 2 hours a
Yeah,
day.
but the problem is how much time you're spending down there. And I appreciate what was said about leaving it doesn't necessarily deter them. But once you rub it off, it just gives them a new blank space to then cover up again.
Yeah.
And the issue is how much got on at the minute, spending that many hours cleaning graffiti your places isn't that necessarily viable.
This is happening all around. It's not just the recreation
No,
ground.
everywhere.
It's the other
Yeah.
play areas and that as well.
Exactly.
You've removed the obscenities.
Yeah, exactly. All the rude stuff we tend to try and remove as soon as
Yeah.
possible, but a lot of other stuff that isn't necessarily offensive, we tend to sort of leave.
David,
I appreciate what you just said about cleaning it off and then they're going to come back right over it again, but it better it to be contained, as the gentleman over there just said, that it was happening in that area than, as he said, it's spreading because they've got nowhere left to write on.
Yeah.
So, yes, I appreciate what you're saying. And Graham did mention about the toilets, getting that opened up
Yeah,
the other day, wasn't it?
yeah.
Giving them the room to go there and spray all over that, if you like, you know, but
Yeah, that just to elaborate on that was a proposition I made when Kurt was on. To actually try and get that block, well, I know you've got stuff stored in, that block open to kids with internet access, somewhere to sit, and actually have a wall where you talk to the kids and say, right, we want something on that wall, and not just mindless squiggles or swear words, but actually design something and do it. Now, that didn't go anywhere, and it was proposed by the previous clerk that we'd have porta cabin on the wreck. And that's what the council voted for, to have porta cabin on the wreck. Why, I don't know, but that didn't happen either. And I've spoken quite a lot to young people, and that is the one thing they say consistently, that in their mind, there is nowhere to go. Right, you just poke around the town. And they say, when it rains, this particular group I spoke to, they said, we spend all our time under the archway by Iceland. And so I do think that that's got to be a priority. And I know that's being raised, Jacob raised it, I think, didn't he, about money for youth. We've got to do something in the shorter term for young people that gets them interested. That's all I've got to say. And in answer to the point you made, I don't know what the answer
No,
is.
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know, you have someone spending all day going around cleaning graffiti. And if we then say we're not going to do that, spend that time going around cleaning graffiti, then that's an open question. What are you going to do next? You know, what do you do?
Been approached by the probation service who have a group who have to do so many hours community service. So they've asked for any things that we can think
Yeah.
of. So we've got.
Yeah.
try and set up there.
Yeah.
You know where it is, you get them, go there.
So is that just a conversation, or is that actually proposed action?
Breckland contacted us and said, we've
Yeah.
got this group.
Yeah.
What do you need doing?
Yeah.
Put forward.
So where is it? Just with Breckland out to Chew?
Yeah.
There's also always the weeds issue as well, when they're done with the graffiti, they can do some weeding.
does Just,
Let's pick him. Don't you dare.
John,
I'm in agreement with David and the gentleman over there about just gives encouragement. It's like a litter. And we've started a litter and look, it's got tidier. Yeah. But if you left it, yeah, then it get worse and worse.
Yeah.
And it's the same with graffiti. They see all these dilapidated places and they think, well, no one cares about it, so we'll have fun there. It's like the place up Whitsands Road, the old gym.
You saw that video, didn't you?
I didn't, but
Oh.
I could imagine. But it's dilapidated, so it's fair game to. It's the same everywhere like that. You leave it,
Yeah.
and it gets into a state, and then anyone, including kids, think, well, why will we bother to keep it up? So I think we've got to think of ways of getting on top of it. Perhaps we do need a budget in the future for cleaning graffiti, unfortunately, but we've got to explain it to people, our neighbours, that it's necessary because and they're gonna, it comes out of the council tax, obviously. It's necessary to do it because it keeps it under control. I mean, if we say you clean up all the graffiti in the skate park,
Yeah.
then they'd have loads of space to
Yeah.
they could start again, couldn't they? So every so often you clear all that off and they start again, and they don't virgin out because there's no room for their tag.
But in answer or to query what John says, the big picture then is what is the answer? We've all had a possible.
where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here? What
Yeah.
are we going to do tomorrow? That's my question.
Any more from the committee? And then the gentleman would like to come in, or David, and then
I've just got, sorry.
all right, no, that's all right. Just if we hear David, then you can reply.
Like Graham said, we should go down or arrange to go down the road, paint all the skateboard area out. Wet emulsion. Cover it up, get some volunteers, maybe help you guys out on a weekend or whatever.
We can put some paint over it.
Yeah.
Be far easier.
Paint over all the concrete parts of the skateboard park and then say, there you go. And then every so often just go back and paint over again. At least it gives them a blank canvas.
Yeah.
I was going to say, actually, we could build a wall down there, but the skateboard parks are really there.
You've got to scope. Anybody else? And then I'll let. You're all happy for me to let this
Yeah, of
gentleman
course,
come back in.
The biggest worry that I have with this sort of behaviour, they're obviously bored.
Yeah.
What does it lead to?
Yeah.
You'll get people, I've had an incident, going back to the motorbikes again, they're obviously running drugs or something like that. They then start talking to these kids, and the kids haven't got anywhere to go or anything to do that's structured for them. They just got a life that's just going to spiral out of control. And I think Swaffham, speaking to people from Swaffham, I haven't lived here that long, but what people are saying in the last few years, the things that are going on now, it's like really eye-opening. And to be honest, I wish I never bought a house here.
So it has
Sorry to say.
gone down dramatically.
And it's not me that's bringing that.
I don't think Swapham's any worse than anywhere else. I go around all the towns and that, and so I don't think it's any worse. But obviously, we would like to hit it on the nail on the head if we could. But how we do that, and obviously costs and that, without us sort of budgeting for it and putting council tax up, the money's got to come. Obviously, you say about the staff time. They've got the full programme that their hours are committed to there. So it's.
I fully understand. I mean, if you had the answer for it in your town, you could bottle it and sell it to every other town. And this would be the
We'd love to
best town
find
in
it
the
out.
world,
So,
isn't it? But
Yeah.
okay, sorry, the other gentleman.
Yeah, thank you. I just, 2 points really. I don't want to have cast aspersions on the grounds kind of team work or anything like that. It's appreciated how nice they keep the town. I just want to say that first of all. And also there are places out there that have made a success of this, but it needs researching, doesn't it? The people in charge, which I'm pushing kind of onto you guys, that it's not what shall we do, it's what has worked elsewhere, what studies are out there, what statistics are out there. I think this gentleman's absolutely right. If the children, young people are left with nothing, time's gone by, they'd got slapped around the ear, wouldn't they? And that would have stopped them. But that's not happening now. So it is proven that the kids that are feeling dejected are the target for these drug gangs and things like that. So if you want a town in the future, it's, I might say something contentious, don't buy olive trees for the town market, or bike racks that nobody can use because there's no bike lanes anywhere, and it's not a nice town to bike around because that road is so busy. That it makes it look nice for visitors coming in, but I would suggest we need to invest in the, young people, get somewhere for them to go, make them feeling involved and included, and then these antisocial things. But I would implore you to look at what research has shown, and kind of task force, I don't know, but just look at what data and statistics show with that.
Yeah. I think if you give them something decent, they manage it themselves.
Lindsay,
Can I just say that one of the things that has been a benefit to children and antisocial behaviour is constructive supervised activities for them to be involved in.
Yeah.
And we have the barn complex, which we bought a few years ago, which is fully equipped for art, music, pottery. There's a theatre there. There's lots of different facilities, and it's fully equipped. And we are in negotiation with a number of different organisations at the moment to provide just those sorts of activities for the children and the youth. Yeah.
It's really good to hear.
Can you make Sage Homes aware of that, please?
Sorry,
Can you make Sage Homes aware of that?
we'll make everybody aware of it when it's going. It's imminent, I think.
right, it's a case of where we go here. We've always said we'd love to do something for the youth. It's not within our remit, town or parish as we're officially known as. So it's really for the higher authorities for youth provision, and they at the moment are not providing, they even cut out all the youth leaders and all that a few years back. I don't know what there's got to be an answer somewhere for it, but we don't know where. So where do we go ahead, Dave? You got a solution?
For a solution, I propose we look at the feasibility of using the toilet block as a youth stroke centre
Well, I did tweet that.
in the short time.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't cost £1 million to put some, I don't know, concrete block seats in, virtually indestructible. It's, nothing comfortable because they'll spend hours in there.
We might do, you see. I mean, we get lots.
Vandal proof it, make your storage secure, that there's wall or something that needs to be put up.
The toilets.
Yeah.
I don't think there is much storage. I look at
The toilets.
Yes.
There's 3 rooms there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got ladies' toilet and basin, you've got
Men's.
bench,
Yeah,
toilet.
yeah. What are you talking about space? If you see my point, they are old toilets, but they have got walls, and they have potentially got internet access. So you've got somewhere for them to go. They've got the internet, so they can sit on erected phones.
there's no room within that building. Is there?
No.
I propose.
Sorry.
So, look, do you know whether there'd be room within the building to do something like that, or?
There could potentially be room, but it'd have to be done properly. There's a lot of room.
No, there's three rooms. There's a
You've
bigger one.
also got to consider as well, when you have events on the surface and the fund there, they use that block for their water and electric lines as well.
Yeah.
So you also have to not interfere with anything to do with that.
Yeah, fair comment.
Right, so Lindsay,
Yeah, I was just going, I don't know whether I can, but make a counter proposal that we just wait until the barn gets up, which could be soon. And that will be a place for everybody to go, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But that
doesn't
doesn't.
cost us any more.
No,
That's going to cost.
can I come back? I mean, if anyone's interested, and David and I certainly are, gentlemen is as well, that we can still discuss it. It's instead of this sort of wait for this to happen and it doesn't, then wait for that to happen and it doesn't. We're now a month down the line. So if people are interested in doing something about this, why can't we sit informally and talk about it to come up with a plan? And then hopefully this week, as Lindsay's saying, we might well find that's redundant. But I'd rather be doing something than sort of keep waiting on events to drive us. We should drive the events. So if people care to leave their contact details, we could get together and try and sort something. I think we've got to do that though, honestly, whatever happens. But if these people come in, as Lindsay has said, that'd be perfect.
Yeah,
I think
far down the line, is there?
Yeah.
See, so it will be sweet.
I keep thinking about all this, you know, the wreck is one thing, and I think the skateboard idea, painting over and letting them use that is quite a good idea myself, but whether everybody agree that or not, I don't
I
know.
agree that.
I do.
But
I agree.
I think that's good, and that would delete the need to do anything else there, I would think. But then I look at the other place, you've got Orford Road that we've had quite a bit of problem on as well, don't we? You've got other areas around the town as well. So it's not only the wreck we've got to think about, it's the whole of the town,
Right.
David.
In the short term, get the guys to buy a tin of paint and go down the wreck and paint
Is that
back
a
up.
proposal? Yeah,
That's a
that
proposal.
Right, well, I'll second that.
And that's a start.
That's a good start, isn't it, I think?
And I think you support.
I
that.
would support that just
Good.
because of how much less time consuming that
Yeah.
would be. And
That's what we'll do then. Well, that's what we propose.
Because we had a chap that was going to come and do something on the skate. I thought he was going to decorate it or something, wasn't he?
He did.
He did do it, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Owen. Okay, so there's proposal that we go for the paint the skateboard park, and then Graham seconded it.
Yeah, I second it, yeah.
Those in favour, please show. That's unanimous then.
Can I just add, Bob,
Yeah.
that it'll be done on a quarterly or whatever.
As necessary.
Sorry,
Well, it's all covered.
You know, virtually done, then we do it again.
Yeah.
Whenever that may be.
We'll buy a few gallons of white paint.
What about the other areas though?
Yeah, well,
We need to clean those up so that they don't expand. And as soon as that, you know, they've used up the skate park and they start to expand, then we know it's time to go back to the skate park.
Yeah.
I mean, it might work.
I take this.
I don't live in the area, so I can't make much comment, but is there something around communicating what you're planning to do with the skate park to the youngsters and making it an incentive that they design an area of graffiti so they have something to aim toward, like linking with your arts project?
Put a sign up or
So,
something.
or, you know, so you're actually talking to young
Yes, that's the point.
and, you know, they might come up with a design that you have a competition, or it could be linking with just thoughts of
Can I-
getting them to engage with you.
Who's got to do that? Who's going to meet the young people and discuss it and come up with this plan? Who's going to do that?
Right, I think that we could put out a sign or something on, but when it's,
All up in the air at the moment, but hopefully the fountains, like people are gonna set up some sort of youth club and can spring from that.
We have got a communications team, haven't we? Yes.
we don't know for certain what's going to happen with that yet, so it's impossible.
Yeah, the plan is, Paul, first thing, that will be, we'll call it a motion, okay? And then we've got to come up with a proposal or a way to get the young people to talk to these young people and say to them, look, you've got this space, why don't you try and do something artistic rather than mindless?
What way I see it is obviously it would have to be closed, the skateboard would have to be closed for probably a day or so while it's being done. So there would have to be a sign going out saying Friday, the skateboard closed for repainting or whatever. And then you could have by the side of that, you could have a note to say, once when it's done, this is open for your whatever.
No, we've got to engage with them, Paul, not just open it and let them go and do it.
Sorry.
I'm really sorry. I know this is not what it's for, but I think understanding why kids graffiti, they're tagging to not to create a piece of art that stays there, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
I would love it if it was like that, but that's not why they're doing it. They're doing it to say, I'm here, I have an identity. They spend hours designing these tags that to me looks like garbage, but to them represents themselves. And I think the plan of, you know, as soon as it starts spreading, well, we're going to get rid of all the stuff you've done. You can redo it there. But I think understanding what this phenomena is really important in tackling it.
Which is why it's really important to find them something meaningful to do with their spare time.
I personally think that what you're doing and what you're suggesting are good ideas. But I think what you're suggesting or going ahead with, I think yours is going to be more parent driven.
Yeah.
And yours is going to be parents who can't be bothered.
See a lot of that.
Well, once when I would say that once when we get it done, we could sort of have some press release or something,
Yeah.
or opening sort of
Do that.
thing where we invite the youngsters down to the rec and encourage them to do something. It's,
Might need to get permission from the person who originally did the graffiti on it, and he might obviously want to get involved, so he might have
Yeah.
access to young people to.
Because he was a youngster.
But, yes, sorry, but we can't be sort of beholden
No.
to him saying no, and we don't do it.
No, but we could.
I know, we get him involved a second time.
okay. Anything else on that subject? Just, I think we've given it a good airing and hopefully something will prove
We do
from it.
need to meet. If anyone's interested in this, there has to be an informal meeting to try and come up with something.
I think
Informal meeting, this is the formal meeting where decisions are made.
There's not about an informal meeting where we can, thank you.
I've done this, so I'm quite happy for the informal meeting if it's going to achieve anything.
We can only try.
Yeah.
I mean, you better to, what is the word? Try and fail
Yeah.
rather than fail.
Yeah.
No, we can never try.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Decisions need to come back to council.
Yeah, fine.
Right, thank you for your input on that. We go to the 23-28 report with Box Lane for the kissing gates and that sort of thing. I'll start with saying I don't know that it's within our remit to be able to do that. Is it within our jurisdiction? We'd have some highways or
Probably have to pay for it, so.
I spoke to Nick Dipper.
Yeah.
Wrexham Council, when they came to the estate. And I mentioned we were coming to this meeting to bring it up here as well, so. He said he would start looking into it.
I think one of the first things to do is to pass it on to our Brecon district councillors and ask for them to look and see what Brecon can do as well. And then we can go from there, I think, would be part of the answer, because obviously cost is going to be one thing, there's going to have cost involved. And B, we're not sure whether we've got the right, and we'd have to get permission from whoever. Well, I think it'd probably be highways to do it, because we couldn't just do it without permission.
You know who actually owns that land?
Well, it'd be under, I think it would be under the county council, but I'm not 100% sure.
Normally it's a registered footpath.
Yeah, normally it is.
It's registered footpath.
Yeah.
Normally the land belonged to the original landowner. It doesn't matter who owns the land.
It's various-
It's a public right of way.
Yeah.
But it's only a public right of way by foot.
But
So that's quite a legal
If
definition.
it gets hit by motorbike.
Yeah, we understand where you're coming from, you know. I think we need to do a bit more investigation into it, really. Find out what we could do and what we can't do.
Contact them, get the council
Yeah,
and ask them
I
for
think-
permission.
Unless anybody's got anything.
Won't Willie Nunn be the best person to speak to?
Sorry?
Willie Nunn, the new
Yes, we
NCC.
could, I think the district councillors and will have known our county councillor, get them on board with it
Yeah.
and see where we go from there. I don't think it's going to be a quick cure.
I appreciate that.
I do believe that what's his name, Jacob was talking about that, wasn't he, on Tuesday? Jacob Morton. If you like, perhaps have a contact with him. Maybe we can have a chat
So we
about
get the clerk to write to the district council and the county councillor and go, unless anybody else.
But there are other exits from Fox's Lane as well.
Well,
There's a double goes on there.
Chris crosses, doesn't it?
Long Lane, and then there's one in the middle of Long Fields. There's several.
The one onto
It's the one onto Spall Road you're talking about, isn't it?
well, we'd like one going as peddlers, but
Yeah.
it makes sense to block it for everybody. So
Yeah.
the bit onto this Spall Road, because there's like a
Yeah,
zigzag.
it's peddlers that's causing the issue, isn't it?
Not-
So, well, not you, but it ought to be, if it was blocked off there,
If it's blocked there, they won't come down there.
they can't come down there. I think the rest of it is, it's ever so overgrown usually, going along the back of the houses in Longfields, down Box Lane.
That's where they're going, along there.
We actually asked Persimmon Builders
Yeah,
to put something in on that path because we said, we'll see what's going to happen.
yeah.
We had a car go down.
And we had a couple of cars go down there. So what we sent them the videos, so they put bollards in. I said, well, that's not going to stop motorbikes.
No,
And now we've got motorbikes.
yeah, because there was
But
a house there
I don't
already.
think they've actually,
Yeah.
or the council haven't adopted our estate yet because they're not finished.
Yeah.
So I don't know if someone could have a chat with Persimmon.
Yeah, but that's not, yeah, that land won't be adopted where that pathway is. Well, there's two paths that come into it.
It don't matter. What would it cost someone like Persimmon? They've probably already got all the wood and everything.
We should definitely add in the developer, couldn't we?
They can pass you on some contact details.
Details, let us know.
Sorry?
They can pass you on some contact
We'll have
details.
it here, won't we?
It's probably.
We'll have it here anyway.
Can I just come in?
Yeah.
To be honest, I've had deals with Persimmon on a couple of occasions because we do rubbish collection on the syndicate. And their subcontract, I say bricklayers, was slinging all the polystyrene over in the walkway.
Yeah.
And I just drove down there and saw the chap who I think is the site manager and just explained to him what was happening. Next day, they'd gone.
Hmm.
So I haven't found them that bad to, personally, that bad to deal with. No, really? No, I haven't. No, I mean, all I can say is that
Well,
we
you've
haven't.
had a bit hit and miss.
Yeah,
But
it's
then
no harm-
you're standing there in an official
Yeah.
capacity, aren't you? You're not,
Probably, yeah.
you're not Phil from number 68 round the
We'll
corner.
add the correspondence into the developer as well.
Yeah.
And see where we go from there. You know, as I said before, I don't honestly think it's going to be a quick
No.
solution, but you know, if they pick it up and say, yes, we can do something, maybe it will be fairly quick, but we don't, you know, can't guarantee anything.
I hope they give us permission to put something there. Let's
Let's hope they turn around and say they'll do it.
But they probably will say, well, it's up to you.
Is it cheaper to do that than like
Yeah.
the cost of a child getting in?
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, and we'll do our best for you anyway. But
Yeah.
So,
Thanks for your time.
We won't, yeah.
yeah, you're welcome to stay if you want to, but it's quite a long agenda for the rest of it. All right. Thank you.
I want you to again. For the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Cheers, thank you.
about 5 o'clock. Right. Move on then to allotments. Discuss, consider update allotment rules to incorporate the inspection process. Over to the Andrew.
Can we come in? Yeah.
You start.
If you've seen your emails, you can see there's several of those plots down, I'm talking about Sheldon Lane, that's completely and utterly overgrown. You've got weeds 4 feet high, not ground, ground, and that type of thing. And as I've said to Leanne, that's been like that some time. And then this last inspection, we suddenly got letters. I've been there 16 years and I've never had a letter complaining about the state of one of our plots that we share with the son and different things. And that was a horrible letter, quite honestly. And a lot of people, 5, 6 have complained to me about it. And for me, the problem is not the fact that somebody's doing something wrong and you send them a snotty letter. It's the fact that it's a simple process. I believe correct me if I'm wrong, we have agreed that there'll be 3 letters. The first one just pointing out it needs to change. The second one saying you're disappointed it hasn't changed. Third one saying we're really disappointed it hasn't changed. If you don't pick up the situation, then we're going to kick you off. Now, that to me, and I made this proposal that people on this committee will have seen it, that we actually have a spreadsheet where the 3 letters are registered, and then after the third one, those people are gone. These sites I'm talking about have been like that all this year, and I would argue some of them are like it last year. And they stay that way. Now, the whole point of this exercise of inspections is to get the thing dealt with. And I think we need a cold process to actually kick the people off. And I can't understand why these plots are still like they are.
Well, I think the procedure's there, isn't it?
But it's got to be followed. This is my point. It's all well and good having a procedure, but clearly, if you look at the photos I've sent to people, the procedure hasn't worked. It hasn't been followed. And that is my point. So we have to follow it.
So you're saying we need to be a lot more
Sharper.
forceful.
Yeah, forceful, more on the, more really forceful to get the thing resolved.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had allotment training, was it November last year?
Goodness
And we
knows.
joined the National Allotment
Yeah.
Society, so I've got all
Yeah.
relevant documents
Yeah.
now. So the other letters I didn't feel worked.
But they're not working now because you've really.
Well, they are.
No, I'm furious about it.
Well, I'm sorry you're furious about it, but they went to everybody whose plot that didn't look like it's been worked.
Yeah.
And I put if there was any reason.
Yeah, but Leanne, my big question is, why is it we're now in July and that problem has existed all this year and those plots are still the same condition? This is my problem. It's the condition of those plots has not changed through any process. And I want the process where after 3 months it will change.
Okay, so in the letter that said in 6 weeks' time, we'll go again.
Yeah.
And then if it's not done in 6 weeks' time, then there'll be
A second.
warning.
Well, no, because that's against the system. You've sent one letter, now the second one, you're going to kick them off. I'm saying there has to be 3 letters as we used to have, mild, worse, and then final. And that needs to be on a spreadsheet where everyone can see that it's being adhered to. This is my problem. I don't think it's being adhered to.
Okay, so my spreadsheet, if an allotment holder contacts me back.
Yeah.
I've got one who said he's apologised and will tidy his pot. One had cancer diagnosis but is in remission but would really like to keep it. So do I?
I hate to say it, but he has to go. I mean, that's a terrible problem. But if you can't deal with something, then you can't have it, can you?
But it's just having this treatment.
Yeah.
So
Well, anyway, that's for others. All I'm saying is, can we agree that there is this 3-stage process scrupulously recorded, and after the 3rd one, it happens? Can we agree that or not?
I think the process already exists, doesn't it?
Well, it's not.
Lindsay, I've
Sorry.
got John and David and then this lady, sorry, I've got your name already, and then Lindsay.
Yeah. Oh, who does the inspections then? Is there a regular,
Me and Leanne.
right, you go around and inspect all of them?
Yeah.
Well, how often?
It's a month, isn't it?
well, only 6 weeks really. So by the time
6 weeks.
I get the letters out.
We ought to do it monthly. We ought to scrupulously do it every month on the same day.
Trouble is getting if there's that many letters to go out, it just takes so much time.
Does it?
The other thing was, it says to discuss and update the allotment rules. I read through them and they seem perfectly reasonable to me. I mean, are we voting on that today?
Well, you could have six, get one letter, you've got 6 weeks, go and inspect again, then do they get another 6 weeks? And then they get the formal one.
That's why I thought it was monthly, see?
Yeah, so that is the proposal in the new, in these
We'd
amendments.
have to amend the rules, wouldn't we, to meet that?
Yeah,
Can I just come in about the rules, please?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just think? It was me who got who had the rules changed, because the previous rules, I think there was about 48 clauses. And some of them duplicate. One said you mustn't break the law, then another one said you mustn't take drugs on the stand, then another one said you mustn't, and there was so much, I think you were involved with it, weren't you? No? So anyway, it was a complicated, overwhelmingly confusing set of rules. So we chopped it back to, I think it's 20 something now, isn't there? Ish. Yeah, anyway,
Perhaps we can have the whole rules on as an agenda item in the future to go through and check that
they're on there.
on a personal level, I've got no problem with the rules, because they were the rules that were agreed in some detail amongst the councils at that time.
I've got David next.
All these letters sort of standard issues with some organisation or.
They're redacted, so we put our rules in the letter, so you can highlight which rule has not been adhered to.
So the first letters, as Graham said, is like, let them know that they've been found out that they're not keeping their allotment tidy. The second letter comes out sometime later when it's checked. So you've still not done anything with it. And if you don't do it within the next month or 6 weeks, whatever the agreed period is, and you get the third letter that says you're out. Is that how it works?
That's how I want it to work. Three
That's how-
letters.
That should be how it works.
I think it should. I thought it did.
Makes
Mr.
sense.
Frank.
You can't say,
On-
you can't give a third letter and say, oh, we've got another 6 weeks and then another letter.
Two letters and the final warning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Or
there's
notice of a,
yeah, eviction.
yeah.
Yes, but
That's what it should
point of information, then, point 20, item 24 in these rules. It says, that you will receive a formal warning letter giving weeks to improve upon if no action has been taken. A formal notice to quit, so that's two. notices.
Yeah.
I think that covers it.
Yeah, well, I'm happy with that. I'm happy, provided it's adhered to, but if you look at these plots, it hasn't been adhered to. They're still the same state as they were months ago,
Years.
aren't they?
Some haven't been touched in years.
I know, that's what I'm saying to you. But someone's got them.
So we've got to fill in that, it says, it doesn't say how many weeks.
No, this is to agree.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. Right.
Can I just come, sorry, mate,
So
can I
what,
just,
what do you recommend? Right.
well, I recommend that system. I mean, if somebody gets a first warning, they've got the ability to put it right. They then get the second one saying that you will now be evicted on such and such a date. And then I think we should say, unless there's a dramatic change, you're gone.
Yeah.
Right. The only problem I have with the particular complaint you made against me was that I leave everything grows. And if you look at the photos on Facebook, which I think you subsequently did, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't
That's
see.
covered with, no, and I'm just saying, they're covered with bees and butterflies and all sorts of things. And I did just print this off. This is another one which would be considered a weed, right? If you see them on the allotment, you've got all these weeds. Just look, some of the bees and insects that go there are internationally protected. Well, I'm not saying I've got one on our plot, but it's a complicated subject.
I just took the view that if I walk
Hang on,
past
she's
the lot,
laughing. What you got to say, mate?
It's all right. Listen to Leanne.
Yeah.
So if I go to an allotment and you can't see any footmarks or paths where people have been into the allotment,
You won't on ours because they've got geese on them. You won't see footpath with geese. And you look how low our grass is compared with the one next
Yeah.
door. But they eat all the grass. That's all they live on.
We seem to be going around in circles.
Sorry,
on this, don't we? Can I take Lindsay? She's been waiting.
Just going to say the rules and regulations that, as I read, they seem perfectly fine.
It's all fine.
So why change?
We're not
It's
changing.
undermining what the
Oh, what's the
council.
original one? It's all these ones.
Really sorry, David. It really, what we're saying is what you're asking then is to be a bit more stricter
Effective.
and
like, so when we go next time,
Yeah.
we've got this, these have got letters.
Yeah.
You had letters
Yeah.
this time.
so you'll get a notice for you to give up next time.
How many weeks are we going to say? Because it's left blank here.
Well, we can do that in a minute, John. I'll take David.
So, Grant's point about leaving bits of the allotment for wildflowers is obviously got to be tied in with our biodiversity policy.
Yeah.
You should be able to have wildflowers
Yeah,
on
okay.
your allotment as long as it's apparent that you're actually
Cultivating.
cultivating
Yeah.
part of it. If you want to leave the borders with wildflowers, that's fine.
Yeah.
We've got no problem.
I can't see any reason why somebody can't have a small wild area, but I would say that's what's be perhaps less than a quarter of the lot, and you want to be able to see that the rest of the allotment is being cultivated and looked after.
Anyone can tell, well, the inspection
Yeah,
of the final who's done what and who hasn't done what, I thought you two were supposed to be working together.
We do work together.
Ray was in Spain.
I was
so then
away.
when Nicola came with
Yeah,
me. This
she was the problem, you see. No, but to be fair.
Anyway, we don't want to be sort
To
of,
be fair, just to sort of fill in, when we look at them, we do talk about that issue, don't we? Is part of it being worked, it might not be the huge part,
Yeah.
but is there an intention to work it, or is it just abandoned? And it's the abandoned ones that I'm on about, which I've said.
the rules are there, so I don't think we need to change them
No, mate, no.
at all, unless anybody else got a different opinion.
No.
Obviously, John's point about the period or the number of weeks,
Can I-
Yeah, sorry.
That was, maybe it's best if you do it 4 weeks, because that is the rotation of your visit. Don't say you're doing extra visits on the 6th week.
You could say the last
Oh,
day.
no, it wouldn't go every 4 weeks, then 6 weeks.
No, No, we should, in my
No, but how would
opinion,
you find out if anything's changed? If
If we
it's in
just go every
between?
6 weeks.
I think
Oh, I
what,
thought you said you went monthly.
no, I want to.
Oh,
go
oh,
on.
you want to?
Yes, but Leanne said that's too much work, the cost.
Time.
so we've got a thing about 6 weeks or 4 weeks.
I'd like to. I personally would like to, because if you think 6 weeks and another 6 weeks, you're talking about like 3 or 4 months before anything happens. If you go monthly, you've got about 2 months or 3 months at a push before it's resolved. So those ones we're talking about on Sheldon Lane, within a month will be gone and cleaned.
Just a point of common sense.
David next, then Lindsay.
Just a point of common sense. If monthly makes sense to me. You could say to everyone that owns an allotment, on the last day of the month, we will be doing an inspection
Yeah.
every year. 12 months in a year, last day of the month, there'll be an inspection.
Yeah.
If you haven't fulfilled your your requirement to look after your thing, you'll be issued with a letter.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You can't get it wrong, can you?
We're going to, because it's obviously going to put more strain on staff to do.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, during the growing period, I can understand during the summer that once a month, but during the winter, you won't need to go every month.
Yeah, but that is what happens. They slow right down, don't we, in the winter?
Yeah.
We probably don't do many at
Because I
all.
appreciate it's going to be a lot of extra time for the office if they're going monthly, which means that something else isn't going to get done because they're going to be there. So if we do want to go every month, surely just doing them once a month during the summer and then 6 weeks during the winter or whatever.
That is what we do, essentially. Isn't it?
So what you,
Twelfth of August is,
Summer.
6 weeks in the winter.
Yeah.
yeah, 12th of August is the next one, isn't it?
Does
Yes.
that work out?
So for 4 weekly,
That's fine.
would you all agree to 4 weekly in the summer months or the growing period? And then 6 weekly in the off season, the winter months or?
Makes sense.
No, that's fine. Well,
I'll propose that then,
Yeah.
if, would some second it?
sorry,
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
Quite happy with that.
Sorry, Liz, do you want to, everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
There's no other rule change if we want to, yeah.
And say you don't, Graham doesn't have to come, so you could come if Graham's in Spain. If anyone's welcome.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good to have you.
Would it be better to have sort of like two that you say you've got a reserve?
We can sort it out, Paul. We can
Yeah.
sort it out. The only reason I go is that with Scalgi, you see,
Yeah.
I know a lot of the plots and
Yeah.
we're down our end and I know the problems, to be honest with you.
Okay, well, so long, thanks.
Councillor, or can a volunteer escort you around?
I'd have thought a councillor really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so, but that has got a position of, what do you call it,
Authority.
kicking people off.
Yeah.
You know, someone could argue, you want that person off because you want their plot.
But
Point taken.
I did suggest that as a committee, that some people, I don't know if everybody's ever been all the way around all the allotments, has everybody been all the way around all the allotment sites?
I know where they are.
Yeah, well, I think perhaps on some occasion, we have a committee site visit to all the two sites, go around and have a look, and perhaps people would know more what they're talking about.
Or we could do a rota of councillors that go with Leanne on a monthly or 6 weekly basis.
Yeah, we do it that way.
Save a lot of time, wouldn't it? And we'd just get to do it.
Yeah.
But will I still go with Leanne? Will they-
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's the problem. See, I explained to her a lot what's going on.
but Leanne knows what's
She
going
does not know what's going on. She didn't know the plot holders or anything.
on. She does, because she's got a list.
So if Leanne sees a plot that's half done and half not, she can explain why that situation exists. I can. That's ludicrous.
Well, I can't see why you could be the 2 of you plus one.
That's right. You have as many as you like, but all I'm saying is,
Why can't it be a plus one?
can we? No problem.
You know, that's the problem. Or as I say, we could have like, we're set as a time and a day where we'll have a wander around as a committee. But people don't seem too keen on that idea.
That's all right. Good idea. But we can wander through most of them. can't we?
We tie it with a visit to the escape.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you're more than welcome.
Yeah.
I'm happy to receive you.
So what's the answer? We'll do it on a
Monthly inspections in the summer. that's what
with
we agree.
a plus one if
Me and Leanne and anyone else who wants to join can come round with it.
That's another date then. Well, these are
It's the next one.
12th of August, what time?
10.
probably be away, but maybe.
You meet here.
No, right, we're covered, we've done that one then. Sorry, it's getting taken, a lot of these things are taking scale, but I think you've already said most of it. Exchange project, like, would you like to?
Yeah, we're experiencing missing out on volunteers and visitors because nobody knows where we are. And a lot of people either can't read a map or find out where they are on the map or use what 3 words or a dropped pin or word instructions. So we're wondering if we could have a sign, low level, just probably, I did send a photo.
Do you want me to put the photo up?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Not worried about it.
We just did a mock-up.
So I'm not worried.
It's probably as long as the table and it's got parking. It's only in chalk at the moment because obviously it's a mock-up. Parking with 2 arrows and then escape with arrows pointing that way.
What,
to up
actually on the
driveway.
allotment side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Against John's fence.
Yeah, as you come up into
Yeah.
the side, yeah.
Yeah.
I know
So
what you
not in the car park, but on the first driveway.
Yeah.
So you can actually see it when you're coming in.
mean.
If that would be all right.
The question I asked, escape, we're going to pay for, or you asking us?
No,
to-
no, we'll do it.
Yeah, no, you've got to sort these things out, haven't we?
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Good.
if,
I propose we allow them to do it.
Yeah.
can't see anything wrong with it myself, provided it's in a position that it's not causing obstruction or.
No, it won't be any higher than John's fence.
You're happy with that, Leah?
Beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's next.
Oh, sorry.
And we're also looking at ways to diversify and bring income into the community allotments. And what we'd like to do is have a paid for event where people come and sit round it will be on the 1st of November. Sit around the fire pit and cook half a pig, and then we'll go into our new
Frankly,
into our new kitchen diner that Eddie Manning very kindly built for us. And it's not cemented in or anything, so don't worry. They could bring their own alcohol. And that's what we wanted to ask about. Would there be any objections to bringing your own alcohol to a big event on the allotment?
obviously you would have to get the licenses and all that.
So there's no license if it's bring your own.
Bring your own. Bring your own, yeah.
It's a picnic, basically.
It is, it's a picnic, yeah.
Yeah. Carry on.
Right, well, are we allowed to have an alcohol on the allotments?
Check the rules.
Yeah.
Do you not say anything about it?
We've had barbecues. We used to have a barbecue every summer. But mind you, I've got a
I've
Sunday,
seen to it
on a
myself.
Sunday in the afternoon, we used to have it.
Yeah.
We had face painting and all sorts of stuff went on.
Well,
I'm
I
sure
mean,
there's plenty
would you
of
like to do something like that again?
Sure,
I
I
think that's a
do.
brilliant
We
idea.
could host that, couldn't we?
The hose pipe.
Sure.
So,
We
so
could host something like that on a.
So what is the feeling then? Are you quite happy for that to happen?
I'll propose it or second it or whoever wants it.
Second, you've heard it.
Everybody happy?
Yeah.
Lindsay, yeah?
Wonderful. So if I could maybe leave you with that idea about the, your idea
Face painting,
about the
barbecue.
community barbecue.
Yeah. They used to be quite well attended, then all of a sudden that wasn't.
Well, things about fashion, don't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
And very soon we will be starting a new support project called 1001 Days, which supports new and expectant fathers from the time of conception to the child's second birthday. And that will be running on Escape on a Wednesday evening.
The point of it.
To support new and expectant fathers.
Support mental wellbeing.
Yeah, mental wellbeing to, because there's nothing for that.
That's what it's
They
needed.
feel excluded. They feel excluded.
They do feel excluded, yeah, and it's a harrowing time for young fathers or even old fathers. You know, oh my goodness, what have I done? That sort of thing.
To get together and talk, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is, and we've got a fab new person on board to deal with that as well. So,
Yeah. Everybody happy? I don't think we would object to that at all.
No.
it's wonderful.
Do you use, sorry, just one, do you use the main entrance into the allotments, or do you use the entrance through from the playing field?
From Monk's Path, we
Yeah.
do have a gate on Monk's Path. It's currently locked when nobody's in attendance
Yeah.
because of vandalism. But otherwise we use the front gate.
Sorry, you was going to say something else. I interrupted.
Yeah, and our next City and Guilds course starts on the 18th of September. So
Thank you.
the car park is likely to be a bit congested if you get any complaints.
When is that place?
18th of September.
Okay, no problems at all.
No, at all.
Everybody happy?
Yeah.
Leanne, you got anything to? No. Right, thank you very much for that.
Can we excuse ourselves?
Yes, of course, yeah, we've
Thank you very much.
got on the town centre there, so.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for
Thank
coming. Cheers. The next one's discuss, consider quote for drain survey, the public toilets and surrounding area. I assume that's. Yeah.
Thanks.
And went out to 4 companies, 3 returned with quotes. And details are up on the screen. The bottom one didn't provide a plan of the pipework.
May I just ask a
Yeah, of
question?
course, yeah.
Can you just explain what, you know, in your words, what the problem is? What's going on there?
Put it this way, in the year and a half that I've been here, the last 6 months, I've never seen that drain blocked so many times. It seems to be a problem literally all
With the drain.
time with the drains.
Not stuff going in it, you don't.
Not necessarily.
No.
It's difficult to know because we're already running it through.
Yeah.
But when you actually look in at the design of the drains, it just seems strange. It almost has to go upwards to get out. Very, very strange. But putting a rod down, that's a nightmare. So, something does need to get done. There's lots of issues with it.
Over the years I've been on the council, there's been no end of times when that's been blocked or broken.
Yeah.
I think we even had to replace part of it one time, a few years back.
So the plan will confirm who else is joined into that drain as well.
So this is just to do the surveys, and this is an agent to do the job.
Yeah.
David.
I reckon the results of the survey might be Friday.
But anyway,
Well, yeah, we will.
yeah.
Probably then you got,
Second one.
I don't know whether they did quotes, obviously, are they going to dig it in sections or just do a thing down the camera or whatever they do nowadays?
Yeah.
Camera.
Let's just find out what the issues are and then, because if it is someone else's fault, then they need to sort themselves out, because it's costing us time and money.
You don't know for sure how much of that's all joined together because there's all them properties and years ago, there used to be a lot of slaughterhouses and God knows what else in that area.
Yeah,
It's
can I just,
the one with no plan, is it?
no, the 161. Can I just ask another question? On a Saturday, we get a lot of niggling from people about the barriers that have been up there for goodness knows how long. Is that something to do with the drains?
It's all the floors broken to stop people
Yeah.
falling into it.
That's outside.
Yeah.
That's what, yes, is that what's for?
So the-
Caused by the generator.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whose responsibility would that be?
Well, we give it to Norfolk County Council. Did we put the barriers up or they did?
We
I think we put the barriers
Yeah,
up.
because
Yeah, I
it's
think
with
you
Norfolk
did.
County Council to fix.
Is there something we could write to them again and give them a cheer up on the fault? Do you agree with that? Yeah, if you would,
Yeah.
Please, then I can answer, because that does come up every other Saturday.
that's fair enough. So David, sorry, you.
So suppose we accept the second Eastern Drainage Services. Seems.
Yeah, which is, my eyes, 180, is it? Plus VAT.
Plus that.
Yeah, well, they'll all be plus VAT anyway, so.
Just before we do that, right, have you had experience of either of those companies before?
No, can't say.
You don't know.
No.
Graham would have gone with Eastern Drainage, they're local.
Yeah,
All right.
I've used them. They're very good, actually.
Okay.
So we get that and then it goes to the second stage of what
Yeah.
happens after that, isn't it?
Good news, isn't it?
So have we all agreed to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Discuss and consider quote for reinstating urinals.
Is there any point discussing it? We haven't got the money. Not do this.
On there, it's an agenda. I read it. I know you are, I know. Is there something we wish to put on the wish list then? Is that, have you got anywhere with the quotes at all for it? I'm sorry, I can't.
£18,500.
Wish list.
18.5 grand. Well, we not even all that, can't we?
I tell you what, next year the budget has got to be terrifying. Once you look at all these wish lists, you start putting them in.
Take this off.
Well, is that something that could come out of capital if we had something in the future? It could be a capital project, couldn't it?
Could be.
Or even something we'd get some grants towards in the future.
Well, we always keep an eye out for grants.
Yeah. So I think it's got to go on the wish list for the moment, I think, unless anybody's got any other opinions.
Depending on, I don't think you should wish list about the external uniforms, like that's sharing. Just depending on the results of the drain survey, there might be a drain nearby that might be.
You probably find, isn't it, by the time you put the drainage in and all that sort of thing, it'll probably cost you now as much as what the would be to do the.
Yeah.
That's my thinking on it, but I'm not. I'm
Knowing where the drains are.
I don't know what we're going to be landed with after this drainage survey.
I'm pretty sure the drains go out towards the assembly rooms, don't they, from the toilet block?
Yes, I think. they
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
So
Can I just come in one question? People, well, we were just mentioning grants. We haven't seen any grants that have been awarded for for ages. Is there anything actively happening with grants?
have we really applied for anything lately, haven't
Don't think we have recently. We
Yeah, that's what I'm
received
trying to say.
Woodland Trust money come into the bank
Yeah.
this week.
we? We've got, if before you even apply for a grant, you've got to get a project and to get it costed and everything before you can even
No, I
start thinking
appreciate
about
that.
where to apply, haven't you?
We're
Yeah.
getting ready for the next Love Your Market. Funding for, they've got to be in at the end of this month for next year.
Whatever grant you get, it'd probably match funding, wouldn't, the matching funding grant, wouldn't it? I don't think you'd get a full grant, would you?
For the Love Your Market, that is. full
Yeah.
grant.
Is that right?
That's
No, I mean, I'm talking about the toilets.
There's the change in places things. They've got the applications for that closed now, where they're wanting fully accessible loo for people that've got major disabilities. But I think that's finished. Because that, oh,
Can you roll that up a bit? That's there we go. Is that what we agreed to do, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we agreed to do, that's what we got to do.
How much it's going to cost?
Loads.
Nothing. We just got to maintain and
How much is that going to cost?
I don't know.
Who knows? You don't know what vandalism they got to say.
If signs fall off, you don't have to put them back up. I
Sorry.
suppose.
Maybe vandalism.
That is maintain the maintenance. I think that's how we've provided them. You keep them and you look after them. I think that's my reading of it. Oh, I'm glad they're there.
Yeah, we've got, you're sort of trying to go on to the next, really, in a way.
We're on 22-3, Paul.
Yeah, so we've stopped discussing the toilets.
Down on the wish list, aren't they now?
Okay, so it's the transfer of ownership of the wayfinding signs and interpretation signs.
Yes. If we agreed, we agreed. Job.
Yeah. Consider cost and license for in the light of Levelling Up and Registration Act legal advice received.
So Bretland would issue like a pavement licence, so they could put their tables and chairs out, and NatWest are charged for putting the van there.
Yeah.
But this replaces that now as part of the Levelling Up, so you can only charge initially £500 for the first 2 years, for the first year, and
Yeah.
then £350 every 2 years after.
That's what she's saying.
I said that we can do the tables and chairs and the bins separately.
What can we say?
Because
We haven't got any choice in the matter, really, have we?
So
that's town council land there.
that is, yeah.
Yeah.
New choice, have we?
They all accept that?
Yeah.
Business, aren't they?
22.5, consider appointing council lead to implement a volunteer group to weed and tidy town. Who's on this one?
Can I just, so I keep coming in. I made the proposal that we contact Brett, I'm going over all ground, Brett with the North County Council, to see what, you know, how you did with the grass cutting. They said we'd give you so much if you looked after it. And I asked a question about finding out what we would get to look after this. But then Helen came back and I thought me if I'm wrong. She said that you don't want to do it. Too much work.
Oh, no, Breckland aren't offering for people to take on that service. And we don't have the same equipment for
No.
street cleaning. And we do the weeding, don't we?
Yeah, we do the weed,
Spray.
yeah, we do weed and spray.
Yeah, well, I've seen you around doing that. The 7:30 one morning, I think, we chatted, didn't we? Because you
Yeah.
you were just picking up and fiddle
Yeah.
battling about.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
So you virtually do that on an unofficial basis,
Yeah.
really?
So that's for my side, Paul, like it, that therefore we discount the town council of having any role in that.
I don't think we should.
And that's fine, that's fine. That's just the answer to the question. That's the answer, isn't it?
But I think we're like to take on a big can of worms.
It's offered it, have they?
Sorry.
It hasn't occurred to Breckland to offer it to us, that's why they haven't offered it.
We've contacted them and.
Yeah, they said they would.
They said no.
Sorry, are we on 22.5?
Yeah.
But I think if I'm rightly thinking, isn't that part of the Serco contract that Breckland have?
Yes.
So they would have to break that contract or change, alter that contract with Serco to do it.
There's lots of things with it, but one of our little bit today is the lady whose name I don't know, who's the head of the whatever. She came round and she said that she was really sort of disappointed about the cigarette butts that there were around the town. And she was going to deal with Serco to improve that service. But we didn't say it to her, she said it to us. And I forget her name, but she was a really nice lady, came with Jacob Morton.
Yeah.
But
I think the main issue is, as John's probably pointed out before myself,
you were there.
and Graham, is that yes, Breckland do a bit, but they don't do it 100%.
No.
They miss stuff. So then weeds are left to grow in areas that they may not be looking for whatever reason. I don't know. But when I walk around the town, I see weeds. I know the guys have done a bit of weed spraying, but there's still weeds there.
There's still weeds.
The system somewhere is made between, I know we shouldn't be doing it, and the guys are doing a great job trying to keep control of it, but it's still there.
If you forward them to us, we've got contact, we met up with the Breckland.
Oh.
We raised some issues around the town and they were out the next day.
I mean, like, side the Whitehall pub, the Brenda's going to be falling off the wall soon because there's so many weeds growing through it. Lack of
But I
maintenance,
don't know if
the
that
other
would be
side.
Breckland's.
Yeah, I know, I'm saying
That wouldn't be
Breckland's fault. Saying around the south, you'll see.
Yeah, I know, but whose responsibility is it to take the weeds off of the white?
Yeah.
And along all
You
things.
go along and pull it off and then the window all falls off.
On a personal level, I find Serco with regards to rubbish particularly absolutely awesome. We report some stuff on Sunday afternoon that has been fly tipped on Turbine Way. 6:45 the next morning, my opinion, and there they were telling us they'd gone. I mean, their service, I can't speak too highly of Serco's fly tipping service. That just seems so odd that you've got this disconnect between different elements.
That's the best
If
problem.
you send us, if we have a
Yeah.
photo, something, you send it to us, we can report it properly,
Yeah.
then we probably will come out and do
I
it.
bet they would. Bet they would.
Yes, the other thing while we're on a sort of this similar subject is I know that Breckland had a chewing gum removal thing, didn't they? That used to go around, I don't know what it was called, it like it's one of these things going, it steams it off the pavement and all this sort of thing. if they've still got that, is it worth asking them to perhaps come to the town and do some of it? Because the areas I'm thinking about is down near the paper shop. You go along there, there's loads of chewing gum down there, and around near the bus stop and that sort of area. I don't know if anybody else noticed it in any other places. Sorry?
If they've got the equipment to clean them.
Well, they did. I know when I was on Breckland a few years back, they purchased this machine that goes around. It deals with it. I don't ask me how, but it does deal with chewing gum. So I don't. The other one is the graffiti. They did have a graffiti machine as well, didn't they? For removing graffiti.
Bubba Hubbards and the Greyhound did jet wash their parts of pavement, and they're nice and clean. Unfortunately, they're the ones that have done it.
That a certain amount out from the shop is that they're profit, and then it comes under their jurisdiction of the shop owner. But I would wonder whether it's worth asking them about. I don't think they do it on our land, but if there's anywhere around the town that you've seen, I don't know if you've seen.
All we can do, Paul, is you got the pet thing about all the leaves and that they cost us. Let's do it. Let's report it and see and go through the system and see if it works. And you might find it if you actually do it on the system, that'll work like clockwork. Because my experience is it does, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, because we've got all the dead leaves around. One of the places I know is like Peddler's car park. There's a load of dead leaves in there. No, big pile up with that been since last autumn, haven't they? You go in another 2 or 3 months, we're going to have another load. And this autumn going in there as well.
Well, I propose then, here we go, that we follow the system and people who've got a problem report it to Leanne, and then we get feedback as to what happened next.
See what happens.
See what happens next.
Yeah, everybody happy with that? Yeah.
It's probably something to do with who owns what bit of what pavement and them. So
let's try this.
All that nonsense as well. But all we can do is we try.
Let's try. Like everything else, let's have a go.
I did notice.
To have a councillor volunteer or councillor lead for a volunteer group.
Well, it'd be handy to have try and get a list of people within the town be willing to volunteer for do some of these things. But like with the events and that sort of thing, if we had a sort of a list we could call on, say, Charlie Blogg, can you come and help this Sunday or whatever? It'd be not good to have that list, wouldn't it? But how we go about getting it, I don't know.
We used to have a snow clearance.
Sorry?
Snow clearance.
In team, we used to have the snow clearing team, didn't we, years ago? That sort of thing. Yeah. I can remember joining it. We have a weed picking.
Graham's got his litter picking. Why don't we just expand on what already exists?
Because I don't want to do that.
Litter picking.
I would agree with that, but is it fair?
No.
I mean, to be honest, our little lit pick group with me every Sunday at 10:30, and by 1 o'clock we're all back and done, and the stuff is all in the bins.
Yeah.
And in that time, if there's a reasonable turnout, we can get 15, 20 bags of rubbish. Job done, and then we all go home. We've been doing that for ages, but the problem seems to be with this to get this off the ground. I mean, you did it for a while, didn't you? No, I'm just saying.
Help you advertise it if we have a no.
That's
date
something we put out
in place.
on our websites and social media and all that kind of thing. But we give it a try. So
Give it a try. You always give it a try.
Yes.
Are we going to have a?
Who's got to lead it? What person on the council's got to lead it?
Would you like to, David?
My personal situation is I don't know what I'm doing for work in the near future, so I'm a bit up in the air, so I can't sort of say yes because I might be doing something completely different work-wise. So I don't know. Would like to, but
No
other
volunteers.
We try for council, see if anyone there.
That's it. I wouldn't mind doing it occasionally, but I can't get bent down. I struggle. If I bend down, I can't get up again.
It's not necessarily
doing it.
doing it, it's organising it, that's the issue, so if you've got the time to organise
So
it.
I always feel you've got to lead from the front. You can't.
Yeah.
Let's do what's proposed and we'll see what comes.
See what comes up. We can ask again if that's a full council.
Yeah.
Which is be September.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we're getting through. We've gone on to open spaces and play areas now. Consider Rossborough play area inspection report.
The only red items were the skate park again. I think it's on your list.
Yeah.
Imminently.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I didn't get that far.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
They're here if anyone
Yeah.
wants to see them.
Was there a red item then?
Just this.
Just the skate park, just the concrete on the skate park. That's all.
What, sorry?
Bit of concrete on the skate park.
Concrete there?
Yeah.
Oh,
a little bit.
pavement.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But other than that, there's nothing major at all. A little bit of welding might need to be done on one of the Orford Road railings, but other than that, nothing.
You've got that all in hand.
Sorry?
It's all in hand.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Do we need some sort of policy on priority of all this stuff? So that, you know, we're not just reacting all the time. We know what we're going to do through the year. We'll get budget for it and work through that.
Yeah, I think Graham's got that all in place.
I think he does do that, to be
I
fair.
think that they'll be expected on a regular basis, aren't they?
So the skate park was a big job.
Yeah. Every day we go around and check the play areas, we do a little bit.
Yeah, there's quite a few orange bits, weren't there? And of course, there's the kiddies that are
On the wreck.
on the reg.
Yeah.
Which the thing.
Can I come in on that? I was speaking to Jacob on Thursday night about that. Watford Saturday, but he's in conversation himself with Crocus Homes to see if that money can be brought forward. They're happy to pay. They'll pay it tomorrow. Right? But it's all tied up with 106. So if they give us, we just say 200 grand, and then the 106 people decide that 200 grand should go to the library, they've got to pay it to us.
Yeah.
And so their problem is to get the commitment that the 106 money, 200 grand, can come to us for that skate park. The minute that's signed, they will give us the money.
Skate park.
Well, that's the same. But you know what I'm saying? They will give us that money, but they can't, don't dare and give it in case.
We're just looking on that to hopefully boost the young player, wasn't we?
Yeah, that's the one we talked about. Oh, sorry, I'm
Sorry, yes.
skate park. But I tell you what, on another issue, Jacob, is it when he talks to you, the stuff he's involved with trying to get into this town was absolutely brilliant, to be honest. Bless his heart. He really is. Jacob, drink on me. Sorry?
Let's concern to them. please.
I'd love to see that, to be honest with you. He's brilliant, lad. There you go.
Okay, so that's that. So nothing else on the inspection.
Be heard.
Discussing the removal and replacement of dead trees at Swan's Nest.
So we've gone back to the resident. The edges are the new wildflower borders, aren't they? With
Yeah.
TTSR have laid. So, yeah.
Yep.
And dead tree. So do we just need to know whether we need to order another tree? Do you have 106 running for Swan's Nest?
There was something on something Trust was giving away 3 trees.
What tree was it now? I'm different.
Oh, it was something to do with now.
Identify it, I don't think.
Generic.
Was it one they found through now?
Get something
Thing, I think
nice.
there's someone that's
On a
giving away
generic
3
name,
trees.
state tree.
Some trust, trust or something.
Woodlands Trust.
Woodland Trust. Yeah, Woodland Trust. That's something else.
They're really good. Yeah, we trees.
It's me. Still have to decide. But yeah, so look, well, there's no TPO on it or anything like that. So we've got to clear, make sure. David.
Get a new tree and I'll get you out, basically.
John got.
Was it, and
a tree that was originally there or one that they had planted as part of the planting scheme?
It's the original one, I
I would
think.
have thought, oh, right. So it's okay, just died naturally.
Yeah, that weren't a very thick tree, was it?
No, it wasn't at all. No.
We're halfway through. I'll second it.
Yeah, so obviously.
A new one.
Yeah, get another tree, whatever time you think is appropriate.
Yeah, but someone's got to look after it, haven't they, and establish it.
Yeah, well, the staff will, sure.
Big are they doing that? Trees. To establish.
It's 4 foot, 5 foot, aren't they?
Yeah, not very big.
The ones on the camper land with that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant,
Up
now.
there somewhere, I'd
Well,
say.
you've seen them now, haven't
You
you?
don't
Yeah,
want
they're
to tweak,
really good.
we want something that's performing in the tree, we don't want to tweak.
No, yeah.
No, they're very good. Very impressed with them.
Got a haze on that tree. Represented.
No, you tell the council.
Yeah, we can check with TTSL what tree to put in there.
Yeah. There's a very big to the haze on that.
Thanks for that. To investigate that and get back to it. Getting through there. 23/4, consider repairs to art and his garden on the right. So on the right, this along on the Haskell's Road side where there's walls that garden.
Not very big, isn't it? That tree?
Where you go through the
She was one of our councillors and they raised some funds to get this done originally.
Oh, right.
But where the tap was.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
put a bench there as well, didn't they? The family put a bench there.
We can't do that. That'd be that destitute.
You know, where's this money coming from?
There is car show funds.
Yeah,
That's good, which
Yeah.
can be used.
yeah. Do we know what's in that pot?
Historically, that's been about £2,000.
Yeah, I would have thought it was something in
sort
that
of figure
figure like that. Anyway, Savannah's enough in there.
If we got the money for that, then I propose we do it.
Everybody
And that
happy?
is how you want to do it, isn't it? That's how Graham wants. to do it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I propose that.
Yeah, everybody happy?
Yeah.
The eyes. Discuss and consider replacement of Vandal's duck rocker.
What is that?
That's a.
So that's the second one that's been broken and they're quite sturdy, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Oh, that
You know, it's obviously, is there an age limit on it?
What the two on
It's
that?
only up to like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
There's an age limit on it, like they should be. It's probably Yovo's kid on there. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, obviously they are in the on-ground display area. So,
What's that made of? That,
Yeah.
it's not really a suitable material.
No.
but-
It's heavy.
Whoever
relatively sturdy, but it doesn't take a lot to.
this made of
Right.
paper.
Especially if it gets a bit damp into it.
Yeah.
Is that all they do? I suppose that we've got to go along with.
Photo of that for Saturday, if that woman turns up.
Or whoever we're buying these playgrounds, is in question that he's assessed this materials to use for an outside.
Rubbish.
They shouldn't be broken.
So what we look at, 420 bucks, that?
Yeah, so this sort of metal.
No, it's not done by itself, is it?
No,
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 it seems to be non-vandal
I
proof,
don't know
is
if they
it?
guarantee it, but they're more likely to be
Put in some sort of resin or at least marine.
Yeah, I
line.
understand.
Can we go on up with it? Another one, no.
You can't weld a collar around it, make it very. Steel, it's not job there.
Here we go, another 500 quid.
How much is this good for? 400 just for a seat.
That's ridiculous.
It's a lot of money, isn't it?
It's when you ain't got it.
Find a way to vandalise that.
So there's 4,500 in the open spaces maintenance budget.
What is it?
Yeah.
Did we get that?
That's to cover maintenance for the whole
Yeah,
year.
for the whole year.
We're going to spend 400 quid on a duck.
But you can have another one
Well,
for
it's-
about 150. That's the second one of those.
You're talking
In the
talking
neighbourhood.
500. By the time you get it in place, now you're talking
I reckon
500.
so,
aren't you?
yeah.
About 2 months, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2, 3 months.
I seem to remember Graham showing me the
How
last
much it
time.
going to cost to?
See if we can get the one back that was nicked.
446.
That's including fixing it,
Suggest we don't buy any more ducks.
just to buy it.
Would you
How long will that take?
fit it or not? Do you know?
I'm not sure what we did with the last one, to be honest with you. I don't think I was there for it. I can't remember what Graham did. When they did all the play equipment got them in, obviously I had no part of it. I'm not actually sure how it all goes together.
Graham said they can be fitted by us. Well done.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah, it can be fitted by Graham. Steve.
No, whatever anybody thinks.
Expensive.
Anybody got any?
There's no price, 120 to replace the ducking.
Or 400 for that. Plus fitting that.
The Graham can fit it.
That'd be 500 quid, that'll be time done, wouldn't
Yeah, price it 500, you got now, really.
Yeah, but that's lasted 2 months, so times that by 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Or is it a case of we just take it away, what's left of it? And that's another option, isn't
it?
it?
That seems a shame, though.
It does seem a shame, but it's another option, isn't it?
They win then, don't they?
Yeah.
Over.
I don't know. Over to you, somebody might make us, John.
What do you suggest, mate? What's your proposal?
I'd go with butterfly.
Right, here we go. I'll propose butterfly.
I've just done that.
Right, I'll second it then.
Does somebody want to third it?
No, but it, no, but
at least the butterfly looks to only have a wooden seat, so that could be remade and replaced. But the rest of it's metal, so
Yeah.
it's virtually valuable.
if you've got people who are doing the job, who make a suggestion, then my view is you've got to listen to them.
Yeah, well, it's been proposed and seconded, so unless anybody's got anything else, accept it.
You've got to listen to people.
No point buying another one of them.
Yeah.
Last
Got another job there.
Yeah. I want the list.
To discuss and consider requests for metal detector on the town play areas. And I would say we've had this before come up and we've always refused it in the past because if they go up there digging and they dig holes and some kid trips in and breaks a leg or breaks an ankle or something, I don't think it's the right place to do it myself. So I personally would vote against it.
There are other places.
Yeah.
Just a quick, the other thing is you'd have to draw up a contract that's absolutely cast iron legal with these people. You can't just say to them, yeah, go out there. Well, if they find £3 million worth of gold coins or something on our land.
My husband's been doing it for 25 years and he's still got bad.
You've got high hopes, have you?
You're looking in the wrong place.
So that's my opinion. I'll smooth that, but if
No, without doing what I've just said to on basis, I think we should say no.
They refuse.
As a, and I think perhaps, sorry, I keep interrupting, we should say that our policy is that we don't do that. Nothing personal to him.
Yes.
It's just like, hey, your husband who's applied, is it by any chance?
So I'll move that we do turn it down.
Yeah.
And anybody else would Graham second it?
Yeah, I'll say, just on the terms that we've said, you know, that for many reasons we don't.
It's public access there.
Yeah, it's all
That's
that.
why.
Everything.
It's not like a field where people aren't supposed to be going.
Yes, so that covers all our play areas,
Yeah.
no spaces, yeah. That covers all our play areas and open
Yeah.
spaces, yeah. So, yeah, everybody happy?
Yeah. My grandsons did do the camping with a metal detector.
Did they? Yeah.
Can we try and move on, because I've got to leave at half.
It's best, we haven't got too much more. Did you just head in on Lee Warner Road?
Yeah, we've done all the rest, haven't we?
Not the
Got a few to go.
That hedge.
Lee Warner is the one.
Yeah, I quite often walk down there.
Where was this?
Right, the road.
There's a footpath that runs off Lee Warden Road, runs round very parallel to Watton Road and goes down to the Merryweather Rec.
Yeah.
That's the one, isn't it? And down there, there's a hedgerow. There's hedgerows on both sides actually, but one side, on the west side, it's the houses, and there's a hedgerow all the way round there. Now, what I noticed a few weeks back is there's a gap being put in there, which I've got to say, I've never noticed before that there's a gap.
Which has been ongoing for years, that has. That people use it as a shortcut through there to get onto.
Well, it doesn't appear to me that there was one going to Watton Road, but this is different, Paul. It's actually going through into someone's driveway.
That resident would like
Yeah.
it.
So I don't know who maintains that hedge. Do you?
It's us, yeah.
You cut the
We do talk.
footpath side.
Yeah,
But it is within their land, isn't it?
yes.
It's their hedge.
No, it's not their hedge.
It's not their hedge. Oh, right.
Because we have to maintain.
Oh, sorry, it was sort of, what's that? Right, so we ought to put something in there to block it up, because,
I think that was Graham's plan.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Graham has got some.
yeah, something like burglars or something like that.
I think we just voted to let Graham.
Yeah,
sort
let him
it
carry
out
on with
and
what he's got
Yeah.
planned. He's looked at it, he's come to a decision.
Everybody's happy with that?
Yeah.
Right, we're on to cemetery and churchyard now. To report and consider vermin concerns in the churchyard. Is that right?
So that's that's the cemetery.
Yeah, I know, I'm only joking.
We've had a resident saying that rodents are entering his building via the back of the churchyard. So as you go in the churchyard, on the right-hand side, under the trees is stinging nettles. And under the stinging nettles is like rabbit warrens.
The report was sent out to the competent. Yeah, have you seen the report?
Don't know, we have it. Did we get a copy?
I've seen the notes of the meeting with the Mr. B.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, but you got money along, they're gone now because they've all gone into the countryside. Come the autumn, they'll all be back. It's like Tesco's without a checkout.
There's more food in the countryside for them at the moment.
There is, they love it. You see, they're off.
So,
Maybe they.
have we had our pest control man have a look at this at all?
Well, the resident had his own report done.
There we are.
Just what
Backs on to the red light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's at that corner where all them big trees are that I keep trying to get cut down. Don't go nowhere. That's the next one down, the report, isn't it? Yeah. After that, after Mr. Beef. Sorry?
Wasn't a proper.
One that. There you go.
And this is what he's had done. It's not
This is not our report.
over to you. What do you want to do? Have we got any money in the pot for this?
Are we responsible for the churchyard?
Yeah.
We are,
Yeah.
although Graham highlighted concerns, if you remove the nettles, there used to be a lot of antisocial behaviour
Yeah.
and drug.
Yes, it
behaviour
is.
there.
Yeah.
It's also dangerous because there is a rabbit warren.
Yeah.
They've been tried to,
That area originally was covered in hedgerow and all that, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Originally, a lot of it was taken out because it was caused, it was like drug den in there, wasn't it?
Well, we had those trees
Yeah.
that went up and then hung down
That's right.
on the other side of the cemetery.
You
And
can
that was
see-
alive. So you cut them all off about 4 foot above the ground and they all went away. You remember that? No, it's for your time cuts. So what is the plan then? That we cut down the stinging nettles and poison the rats? Is that it? Or we just poison the rats and leave the stinging nettles? We do nothing.
Sounds like we've got the life of stinging nettles.
I'd leave the stinging nettles personally.
Poison them, mate.
He don't need the stinging nettles down to put poison down, does he?
Rats also, rats will come outside the
Yeah.
stinging nails.
That also he can get behind them, I think.
Do we ask for a quote for doing it, or do we need to get on with it?
We've got a regular rep man anyway, haven't we?
Yeah, we would, but yeah, we, I would
I
have thought we'd need a estimate for it, wouldn't we?
Yeah, it's only £400 in the pest control budget line at the moment.
Let's get a quote, we see, come. But do we then give the town hall permission to proceed with that? Or do we have to
It's up
wait
to
another
you,
3
your
months?
decision.
Yeah, you see the point, okay, otherwise we've got to have to go to another meeting.
See if it's within the local pest
Do
control.
you think that would be within that? Yeah.
Thought so.
Depends on how long you're going to have the boxes out for.
Yeah. I'd guess about 150 quid. Personally would see it done.
Estimate it and then go from there.
Well, he used to charge us £700 to do all the allotments in a year.
And that's Northwell Pool is about that, monthly visit.
That's for Stuart's man, though, isn't it, as I call him?
Yeah.
But, the way I see it is if we can do it within budget, because have you got this act earmarked for anything else at the moment?
Just, no, just
No.
pest control.
So I'll propose that if it's within budget, we get a quote, and if it's within budget, we let stuff go ahead.
Yeah.
Get it sorted out.
Is it a one-off thing?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We don't want to do it for a yearly contract. That's to get rid of those rats now, which would probably mean he goes back 2 or 3 times on that.
Yeah.
With about 3 little boxes.
I don't know.
Boxes, 20 quid, 108, I don't know. Yeah. A campaign, end and an end. Yeah.
You're happy to say that, and
I'm happy to do it, yeah.
you're happy with that? Yeah, everybody happy?
Yeah.
Charlie, you happy?
I don't like poison.
No, neither do I.
Sorry?
Have you got any Jack Russell?
It has a knock-on effect on other animals, doesn't it?
Jack Russell's.
I prefer the catch 'em and dispatch 'em.
You're talking a lot more money then, aren't you? Sorry, so we've got the proposal, it's been seconded, so just a show on it. So it's carried, as a abstain or reject?
Object.
Yeah, I'll object to it.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
I'm not against getting rid of them.
No, I understand where you're coming from.
There you go.
To discuss and consider road at Cemetery.
It's a mess, that they've got some potholes further down.
You're talking about retiring the whole thing, or redoing the potholes?
It was.
We already talked about it.
A bit more than that, I think, wasn't it?
Well, it's the base, isn't it, what it's on,
It's just a mess.
It's all done.
When was that resurfaced? Just, I thought
We'd already. We'd go. Problems, because he's already in spring.
I would say about 4 or 5 years ago.
that was certainly while I've been on the council.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that is only,
Bad.
but that is only in one place, though, isn't it? That's like the circuit round the chapel,
Yeah.
because the roads
yeah, so
themselves.
it's not the whole,
Yeah.
it's not the whole area.
It's just like the roundabout.
Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. What's it got to cost?
We've not got quotes for that yet.
I would think you'd be probably talking about 5 or 6 grand, wouldn't you?
No, not just to go around there.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I thought that would have been.
A lot more.
Yeah, we had quotes last year and they were about 8,000.
They'd have to do the whole lot, wouldn't it?
They have to dig out, if there's big potholes, they don't dig them out.
You've got to,
Because it's soft
do it
spot
properly,
there.
you've got to dig that out and get rid of all the loose stuff, do it properly. Yeah.
If you notice the main road, Glyn Road, Norfolk County Council been using the spray type method, I think, to do the repairs on the potholes.
Yeah.
Because it's not been dug out, it's not sort of black sludge. So
But
it's some sort of spray down the arm and repair.
Is this beyond, it's beyond repairing, just repairing potholes, isn't it?
I'd say you want to do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, get it done properly.
Then we need a quote.
Yeah. Well, I would say this is one of them things we haven't really got the money for.
No, we haven't.
We're at the moment, have we?
Is it on the wish list? Elaine?
Yeah, go on then.
I know it's another one, but unless, the only thing I could think about is if it's really as bad as that, would it be worth trying to get hold of some chippings, planes to just, I know they don't last very long, but that might just be enough to sort of hold it for a little while.
Better find that bag tarmac that you just chuck in the old basement.
Have we tried doing that?
We have done.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's what I asked.
How many bags would you need to do that
A
though?
lot,
A
a lot
lot.
more than you think you need.
Yeah. You've got cheaper horizons from somewhere.
Now you've got to have the bind and stuff, and you've got to have the tarmac.
Yeah.
Because if we do it on the route to the allotments.
Yeah.
Continuously, you fill one hole, that rains, you've got the bit in the middle, then it all goes around it. And then you fill that, and then it goes round it. Yeah, it's just another.
You know, if we get a sort of a load of complaining sort of thing, just to do it, Terry, you don't think it won't
No, mate,
be any good? Well, no, not as a permanent thing, but have we got the resource to do the job properly?
You'll be doing it forever. He'll be down there every 2 or 3 weeks doing it. Sorry, man.
Calm in, isn't it?
So really, our only option, because we haven't got the money to do it properly at the moment, is to put it on the wish list and just bear it, bear it.
You can keep bodging it. You can keep bodging it, but that is exactly like the same argument with the graffiti.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll go down and you'll do it this week. Then it'll rain. You'll be down doing another bit next week.
But really, we haven't got any option, have we?
Just keep bodging it. That's all you can do at the moment. Hate to say it, I don't like that word, but
Is it worth getting a quote if we?
Can we get quotes in the
I
meantime?
don't think it is myself personally, because you know, unless you're going to really consider it within the next few months, I don't think it's worth going out to get a quote, because it'll only change again, won't it?
yeah, you haven't got the money.
We haven't got the money.
Wish list.
Yeah, but all you've got to do is wasting someone's time. Go down there and give you a quote. And they'll be furious that they give you a quote and nothing happens.
Yeah.
And you get that a lot with, I don't mean this
Yeah,
council, particularly, but councils in general. They say, why should I bother to
Fair enough.
quote it?
So we just put it on the wish list and hope the ground staff can just keep watching it as much as they can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Leave an update from the deputy clerk regarding maintenance schedule for the assembly rooms and community centre, and to discuss the lease bill of the building.
Here we go.
Yes.
Can I start this? Because this is one of my pet things. If you look at the list of the assembly rooms, there's nothing on there about external decorations. Which they have to do every 3 years and haven't done what's been on the council. That's number one.
It's not on the list.
It's not on the list. We were told they were going to do it this year, but that's not on their list of job to do. The next thing is, you've got various things that I've raised. And like I said in the email to everybody, I think we should have a small group. I'm happy to be on it. Stuart Bell's happy to be on it. I guess he might be on it. To really look into this list and find out where we are, what the commitments are to the various parties, and then do a report to the full council below the line as to what should happen next. Because I keep pointing out things that I think are wrong, but nothing ever happens. That's my problem. And we've got this quote where I pointed out that the hip tiles have been done with this dry system, which is an excellent system, no problem with it at all. That's a listed building. And when you see how anal Mr. Gayton can be with regard to the mixture of the lime mortar, he'll specify that in detail. That's what should have been used to do the hips. An architect has looked at it. A roofing contractor has looked at it, and both have ever confirmed that that isn't the proper spec for a listed building. That needs to be investigated by this little group. It's our building. And that's why I made that proposal, that we form this group who seriously sit down and do a proper written report, which the council then consider. And if the council consider that they don't want to be involved with it, then we just give it to Iceni and say, do what you like. They are my two proposals, as you know. But if we do come up with this lease business, it has to be enforced again. And I don't think it's being enforced.
I think a lot of this has gone on for what, 2 years now since it was done?
No, that was done in 2023.
Yeah, well, say in a year.
It's about a year ago. And I mean, just as an aside.
As far as I understand it, it was all signed, Andrew Gayton and the English Heritage and all them people have signed it all off.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly suitable and it's not leaking or it's not not detrimental to the building.
No,
But it's cosmetic.
and then no, it's not cosmetic, it's fundamental. I mean, that bloke was, Gayton, was rabbiting on about that screen to the front. He talked about the brush they used when they did the cobbles and the granite sets in front of the butt cross. They had to do sample panels with a brush to see that the brush strokes were right, okay? That is apparently what you have to do on a listed building. You've got that listed building with that done. Now, I don't care who signed it off or who's done it. Somebody needs to check it out and get a written statement or get a proposal as to the flow of information. And then the council decide if we do something about it or try and do something about it, or we ignore it. I've got a list of things that aren't right on that building, Paul, and they never go anywhere. They never.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, are we going to, because a lot of this sort of stuff would come down to us because we are responsible for the building fabric.
Absolutely crystal clear. You are wrong. That's something that's been bandied about as long as I've been on the council. And Helen investigated it, and I've got an email from Helen and Stuart, perhaps even yourself, Leanne, where she confirmed I was right. I see have the responsibility for the entire building, fabric, interior, the lot. We are not responsible for the fabric of the building. Not in any way, shape or form. And that is another one of the questions I want this group to address and get a proper legal opinion so we knock that one on the head once and for all. There's a lot of things like that with that lease, Paul, that have never been sort of, to my mind, investigated thoroughly and comprehensively. And that's what I want this group to do.
John.
Yeah, but how can we pay 50,000?
That's the next question.
For these external
That's one of
drain,
my questions.
the rainwater system. Yeah. What if Graham's right,
I am.
we shouldn't have paid that, should we?
See, that's where it gets.
For a contribution, they asked for help on that occasion.
But they are.
So that was a grant, really.
Sorry,
That was a grant.
Yeah,
that was a
but
donation.
no, it wasn't. Because if you look at their proposal says crystal clear. Swaffham Town Council are responsible for the fabric of the building. And on that basis, you've got to contribute, I'm paraphrasing, 53 grand for the fabric of the building, the input to the fabric. That's what they actually said. And I've sent that through to you all, including the people sitting around this table. So that was another one of my questions. And then when you actually look, as I've now done, because they've now lodged their accounts, the OCD partnership, when you look, I can't see where they are out of bed on that project at all. They shelled out, this is paraphrasing again, they shelled out about 110 grand for that work. Then they got a grant for 95,000 come back into them. Plus we chipped in 53. So I don't see, if you look at their accounts, I think from the end of 22 to the end of 23, their accounts have only dropped about 20 grand. And they've done all that work. And we've put 53 in. And that's another thing I want to check.
David.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, what Graham's saying is right, and we should look at what's been done to that building, because at the end of the day, we're responsible.
It's our building.
We're elected to represent the people.
Yeah.
And that's
Correct.
technically Swaffham Town's population's building. They own that building.
Yeah.
So we've got a duty of care to make sure whatever's been done on any of the buildings owned by this town is done to the right specification.
Yeah.
And on this occasion, it doesn't look.
We
Right,
don't know,
yes.
we don't know, but I think you should have this group who sits down and goes through all the documentation and comes up with the questions, which will then be put to IC in a meeting. That's one proposal.
It's been signed off, hasn't it?
Yes.
It's been signed off.
So all the relevant people have signed the.
It's not an informal group because there are big, there are big,
Need another group.
there are big problems with that lease, which have to be addressed.
Lease is the lease.
I'm not talking just about that, Lindsay, if you'd listen. There are other things that are not correct. Well, you don't have to listen, you can always leave, mate. So you propose then we just forget it.
I'm proposing anything. I'm listening to you.
Well, you might have proposed.
So come on.
I proposed it. I propose we set a group up.
what we've got to do is, and I think, you know, we've got to be very careful of how we handle it, because we've got a group that's run the assembly rooms in a good way, and I think they've put a lot of money in over the years into that
We
building.
don't see it.
For the benefit of the community.
For the community, and they run that building, they administrate that building, and you know, and that they've done that for 20 odd years now. And you know, we've got, so it would do, if we start really sort of going down this road, I think we're going to really upset them and cause a lot of hassle. And that, and are we, at the end of the day, are we prepared to turn around and say, we want, if they want to hand that building back to us? Yeah. Are we prepared to take that building back?
No, that isn't.
No, that is the point, Graham. It is the point. I'm sorry, but it is the point.
If you have a list and we're the landlord, if a tenant has a commitment to decorate the front of that building every 3 years and they don't do it,
Yeah.
it's not a point where anyone should fall out when they don't do it, for us just to say, in accordance with the lease, you should have done this. But please tell us when you're going to. Now, we were told that this year they're going to decorate it, and we were told that there's a maintenance schedule. It isn't on there.
I personally think, you know, and
We forget it.
I not necessarily forget it, but I think we've got to come to a conclusion. We can't keep throwing this one backwards and forwards like a yo-yo, which we've done for God knows how long.
That's my point. But this
Yeah,
is,
and at the moment, I look at the building, all right, it might not be fully to spec, it might not be every, but it's perfectly usable, it's all in condition, it's not letting water in or anything like that, it's not, and the bits that you point out, all right, to a layman, are they going to know? If you ask Joe Fox walking through the marketplace, would he know that that's not right?
that isn't the point.
No.
We are here to represent Joe Bloggs, right? Now, you're saying that exactly what my plan B was, but we simply say, okay, we forget it, let IC run it however they want, and I'll never mention thing again. If that's what the councillors want to do, then fine, that's your decision. My point is,
I think we've got to keep an eye on it, make sure they are keeping to the schedule as much as possible, but
if you can't,
I think what's been done has been done, and really, without somebody putting their hand in a very deep pocket, you're not going to change any of that.
it's not a matter of that, Paul, it's a matter of getting the facts written down on a piece of paper, the facts. As you've just incorrectly said, we're responsible for the fabric. We are not. That is a fact. And all I'm saying is that this group, whoever they may be, will produce the facts, which will be checked by that lawyer. And then the councillors can decide exactly how they want to proceed. That's all it is. It's just
I
to
can't, I can't see that working.
so you don't want to get the facts.
No, I think we know what the facts
No,
are.
you do not know what the facts are, because you've just said we're responsible for the fabric of the building when we aren't. Fact wrong.
How do you know you're right on that?
Because Helen, Stuart, and someone else has read what I said and said that we are not responsible for the fabric of that building. It's crystal clear if you read the lease. It's so simple. And that's my point. We have to get the facts of all this. That's all this exercise is about, for people who knows what a lease looks like, to sit down and go through it and find out the problems.
All I can see is, you know, if I'm wrong or not, but at the moment, all we're doing is we get emails by the dozen
Yeah, because you're not
coming
dealing with it.
across. And to say staff time to get answers to these things. Now, I think this is something that needs to go perhaps to the full council. We ask that you to come up with a list and we get full council to agree whether they want to investigate these things or not.
No, it is getting the list together before we put to the full council that I am proposing. That's what this is about. 3 or 4 people.
That's what I'm saying. You get your list together.
Not to start with.
You get your list together,
Yes.
get that as an agenda item on the council, then we go from there.
I sort of got some sympathy with what Graham's saying, because I think it was sorted out that the whole that I seen you're responsible for it.
Yeah.
And we gave them a whatever you call a donation for that because they asked if we could. Right, fair enough. So we settled that. They're responsible for it. I don't want that building to come back to the town council. And we can't even maintain that already barn thing. You know, we haven't got the wherewithal to do it. So another thing, like the assembly rooms, no. I mean, if I was Iceni and you go to them and say, you're not doing this, that, and the other, they say, well, there you are. We're calling the lease. You take
How
it.
do you call
back
it a
up.
lease, John?
Well, they say, that's
You've got
it.
a 99-year
You
lease,
take
haven't
over.
They've got a 99-year lease.
So it's on
But they can-
a,
they
it's
can
on a,
break it.
they can- there's a break clause in there where they can, am I not right in saying where they can give so many months notice?
So what's the plan then? So we do forget it, they just let everyone how they like.
And if they say, no, we got it right, and they produce evidence to it, and we keep saying they're wrong, how do we, you know, if you think they're going to enforce it, we can't enforce it.
John, it's not
Because
that.
if they've got evidence that they've done it,
I don't think that anybody's arguing that, all right, it wasn't done, perhaps it should have been done, but is it done to a standard that is livable?
All I'm proposing, really listen, is that a group sit down and produce facts.
Yeah, but what are you going to do with it? In fact, at the end of the day,
Produce it to the councillors who can then say, we've got the facts, we've got to forget it. That's fine, I'm happy with that.
so why not just forget it now?
Yeah.
Mighty Paul, please.
Well, no, I'm
We're
not
acting
serious.
on behalf-
I'm serious.
We are here to represent the residents of this community.
I'm not
That
saying we're not.
belongs to the residents of this community. If there's something that isn't right,
There's nothing, wrong with it. It's not leaking, they're running.
Okay.
well. So why are you sort of trying to make something?
I'm not, I'm merely.
Yes, you are.
David, sorry, I'm not ignoring you, just trying to.
Sorry.
I think sounds like I'm sort of scared of Iceni.
Yes,
I think
terrified
women-
of them.
we should-
I think
Yes,
there's
you
a lot
are.
of cases of
That's,
that now.
that's what I'm
Particularly
scared
Talbot.
of a tenant walking away from
It's because they do a good job, sorry.
You what, mate? Sorry, what's that?
They do a good job.
They got 400 grand in the bank out of it. That's
I
that's
don't
a
think
good
we should
range
not
of
question them
services
because
to be-
we're scared that they're going to run away. That's ridiculous.
do what
Yeah.
Paul said, bring it to the next full council.
What?
And put your, well, you can produce your
Yes.
list of the, that
But I
council.
want it quantified and I want it confirmed by in a legal fashion that that is correct. If it isn't, that becomes like Paul. He'll then say, oh no, we have the responsibility for the fabric. I want it stated.
Yeah, the
Graham,
the legal position.
sorry, John.
It should be straightforward, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we get the lease. Ask our solicitor, is that, you know, is that interpretation correct?
What I can't understand, Graham, is if you go there and it's turned around and says, yes, it wasn't done correctly, but it's useful,
That's
satisfactory.
fine. That's for the
It
council.
does the job. Why, what, you know, what are you going to do? So I say, oh, what are you going to, what's the answer to that after that?
Well, the first thing is, Paul, that if you look at it purely factually, this maintenance list doesn't include external decorations again. Now you go round, you'll see all the putties falling out of the windows. The doors have got big cracks in. What do you reckon another window's got to do with them?
When you have your, I forget who's on the team there for the building inspectorate.
We wouldn't go because you didn't know what we were looking at. It was us three. plus me.
Was that wise then? Because all them little things like that, when I used to do it a few years back, we used to go around, we'd point all them little things out and we'd say, look, there's no putty, cuttings come out of that window. And that, when we get some sort of agreement with the IC to do them little things, you
The
know.
whole point
But
of the group, isn't it?
it was done on a mutual understanding, but you know, if you're not going to go around and do them inspections, what?
Okay, right, Paul. Right, okay then. I'm going to look at this cut rather than being silly, right? Now, if that cut was not part of the building, then there's no point in looking at it. So if you don't know what you're looking at, now this query has arisen. You said we're responsible for the fabric of the building. So if we see problems on the fabric of the building and you were going round, you would have walked away from that to the Swaffham Town Council on that. But now we know that they don't, Swaffham Council.
I don't think you're right. I'm not saying if there's something wrong, I don't think we would walk away from it.
She would, because that's our responsibility, not ICN's, but that is ICN's problem.
No, we make a note as a building group and report that back to the council for,
You don't know what you're talking about, Paul.
I'm sorry, but I do.
No, you don't. How many buildings are you holding in, Tom?
Oh, for goodness sake, Graham.
You know, the whole point is if you're going to do an inspection, you've got to know what you're inspecting.
You've got to attend the
No, you've
inspection
actually got to know what you're looking at, because otherwise you, as happened with that IC, you read their report, it was entirely ludicrous, their report, biased, saying they were being harassed, God knows what else. And, well, but it's up to you. It's,
I would like to make a proposal.
go on,
But that you go away, you make a list of everything.
not me alone, other people involved. We want
No,
to get-
you're the one that wants, you
Mr.
go away, who helps you is up to you. That's beside the point. You get that list and you bring that back and now ask for that, go onto the agenda for a full council meeting where it can be discussed. And then the council would say, yes, the thing should be done, no, they shouldn't be done, or we just ignore them. Whatever the consideration is at that meeting.
I want it through. I don't do things on my own. We do things collectively.
You, who helps you is up to you, right? That's your program.
So you agree that that will happen?
If you get a list and you get that list and ask for that list to go on to the full council meeting, whichever council comes up to, then that will be discussed at that full council meeting. Is that the best?
Yeah.
Is that, I would propose that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But how you go about getting your list and that is up to you.
Right.
Does anybody want to second me on that?
I'll take you on. I'll go for it. But we can take it.
We
on.
can't keep throwing this thing
I don't
backwards and forwards all the time. It's going to be taking up a lot of staff time, it's taking up our time, you know, and we really need to come to a conclusion on this.
Precisely. That's what my point is, Paul. That is exactly what I'm trying to do.
Okay, everybody happy with that? Well, not happy, but accept it.
It's a complete waste of time. I think the building's been signed off. They're happy
Yeah,
with it.
I agree with what you're saying, but I think we've got to let it have last
There is.
parade, if you like, and then we go from there. You happy? Yeah. You happy in the sun?
I'll be waiting until September.
It's not got to be something we do next week.
Sorry.
This might take a couple of months. Sorry?
Yeah, just the date of the next meeting, 25th of September.
So, yeah.
Okay, thanks very much, everybody.